You live? All right.
Mhm. Play some music real quick. Play a song or two. What you think?
Go on, sir.
The mic is good.
Come on. Double check. Testing.
Man, hold on.
Uh,
Get this shit straight.
testing.
Testing, testing, testing. You
Water.
good? All right, no sweat.
Testing. You gotta speak in your mic though, sir.
Sound better?
Like this.
Oh, to the side.
Yeah.
Where I got you where the pieces at.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta speak in your mic though, sir. Sound better? This. Oh, to the side. Where I got you where the pieces at.
All jokes aside, you know how niggas be like, I'm this and that for life, bro. This and that for life. I'm always for life, nigga. This is blood oath. Hey, yo, Madara. Here go a class for you, my nigga. 140 for the rubber. The world turned its back on me. I'm a cripple. We got soldiers, he got soldiers, but I got different ones. Ain't no way out, I'll tell you once. Don't pray for nothing, that's in the curse. We can't forgive what's forbidden. Remain in the trenches. Trust in the Lord, but please forgive me for the times that I did. If rankings give me, have no respect to your priest. Be about your business, this loyalty, and damn citizens. Trying to pick up with a blind foot. They said there'll be many mansions. I'm just grinding for my time share. The levels and grandparents, they hunt you like vampire. But ain't no getting out the game like you munchie. You take that office of Dundee. They try to deal death to a priest. You won't make it out in one piece. So you can stand. Just make sure you got the heart. Say your name 3 times. It is death to his heart. So how you feel about this truth out of show? This ain't the life you think, nigga. I should walk now. Even your own people gon' dissolve. And the Lord said they hate you for my name. Tell you better keep it on. Ain't no more guessing. Ain't no more questions. Make sure my election till I'm tucked away like George Jefferson. Murder for capitalized, murder at the Capitol. The world in amazement, we like fuck them, raise it. I pity those watching life as it goes by. Be giving mercy in this life, I don't know why. It comes smoke, never tried over it. They dead at home, my brother be the dead. So I don't need a phone salute, my nigga. They like, how you stay focused? I told them I'm motivated because of you, my nigga. Brotherhoods and weapons, still got weapons on the scene. Now I never do my niggas like Bishop did right here. Never mind, you don't believe. They under anesthesia. Shorty say she leaving, said she wanna let that love go. Told I let that love grow. But if I bring you to my bed, that's a blood. So, how you feel about this truth out of show? This ain't the life you think, nigga. I should want. Even your own people gon' dissolve. And the Lord said they hate you for my name, so you better keep it on. Yeah.
Man, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Y'all know what it is, man. It's the late night show, right?
Come.
It's the late night show, man. Yeah, hey. Thank you for tuning in with us, man. This One West Radio. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know who I am. Precinct Captain 10,000 Cornwall. To my right, I got
Precinct Officer Tabawan.
You know what I mean? And we gonna fill in. Captain Gadar couldn't make the night, you know what I mean? But we gonna fill it in and hold it down as usual. And we got a few topics we gonna go in tonight with y'all, you know what I mean? Few things that just kind of going on in the world as normal, you know what I mean? As we understand, this place is still hell. You know what I mean? There's still death and destruction going out and persecution and us being mistreated. You know what I mean? And people not being mistreated because they've assimilated it and they are what America really is. They're really what America is about. You know what I mean? We're going to go into one of them stories, man, tonight. We're going to bring out
I had the 2 Afghans.
To the Afghan, yeah, we're gonna go into the Afghans. Like a lot of people don't realize, you know what I mean? America saw the tragedy going over there, so-called tragedy is how I look at it, in Afghanistan. A place that they decided to take their sons, go over in war, lose family members, lose body limbs, and have people suffering from PTSD. You know what I mean? And they decided to bring how many people's?
Oh man! Oh, I want to say like 20,000 or something.
Thousands of
thousands,
people.
though.
You know what I mean? Thousands of people. They decided to bring over, you know what I'm saying, to America. No questions asked. It was, I know you're not safe, so let me bring you to somewhere that's safe. And what happens when
no background checks?
Look, no background checks, no green card clearance.
That's so crazy.
You know what I'm saying? No, what are your motives? No, nothing. Just, we know that you're not safe over here. Let's bring you to a place where we can make you safe. But when the Haitians ask for that, it's a whole different situation, right?
My thing is,
go ahead.
These are the people that you say are terrorists and bombed or took over and hijacked 2 of your airplanes and ran them into the World Trade Center. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
and now you're freely letting them in the country.
So you telling me you can fly planes into buildings and get saved at the same time?
Listen, and not only that, sir, it's like I don't know who called that shot, but it's like if you really think about it, the next so-called terrorist attack is imminent.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, what are the odds that one of them cats who got on the plane is in the Taliban?
Oh, it's more than likely.
You know what I mean? So yeah. I'm not
like it's the reality of this place, man, is, when you realize you're being oppressed by a child and you see how childish this place acts in the leadership, it starts to make the scriptures make so much more sense. You know what I mean? Like, it starts to put things into perspective. And you sitting back, man, and you imagine these people came over after you done fought them. You told them they had weapons of mass destruction. You killed their uncles, killed their mothers, their brothers, their sisters, etc. And then they come over here. You didn't even question it. You didn't even think twice.
That's heavy.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't even think twice. And then when they get over here, we got an article. They come over here and they do the things that they've been doing over there in Afghanistan and bring it over to America.
And if I could, sir, please, before we go to that article, like how you just said, it's so heavy. It puts it into perspective. Like in 2001, a lot of the cats that's coming over here, they were young. They had they watched bombs drop on their family members. They remember that.
Yep.
You know? And so if they got to play the role to get over here to the States, y'all are funding, the best Airbnbs for them. Y'all renting out apartment complexes in nice neighborhoods for them. Mm-hmm. Like, where's that energy for the Mexicans? Man. Who pick your strawberries, who work your fields relentlessly? You understand what I'm saying? But yet, who you deem terrorists can come over here and set up shop freely. That's just crazy.
You know what sickens me right about that is, in hindsight, it makes me realize who the real terrorists are.
Absolutely.
Because
that's why I say it like that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, in hindsight, these are the people that you so-called said were terrorists.
Right.
Were people that brought caused the destruction and caused thousands of lives, 3,000-ish, if I'm not mistaken, from the World Trade Center. You know what I mean? You destroyed these families. People, how they would describe it. This is the cold part. They would describe it like, man, I'm going to war and I'm so upset and I'm going to go to war and serve my country, for the mother and the father that had to think about jumping off the building because being burned alive was not an option.
That's a terrible thing, though.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this is the mindset. And you turned around and let the people, the very people you said created that madness, created that as an option. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You turned around and opened and let them in with open arms. You got it? No swish. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You let them in here with open arms. Like, how dare you? You know what I mean? Like, if anything, right? You should realize you have no loyalty.
And if I could too,
Go ahead.
like a lot of you Edomites were highly upset at that.
Yeah.
Brokenhearted behind that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, and I get it to a point.
Yeah.
You lost family members who went over there and fought and did tours in Iraq and things of that nature. And Biden comes in office and he does everything Trump planned on doing. So you thought you got a better, president and leader in Joe Biden, and it turns out he's on the same team.
Yeah, facts.
You
found out Sleepy Joe was Sleepy Joe.
Right. You know what I mean? Like, that's his nickname for him. Like, they cool. You know what I mean? But my point is, like, modern day Americans, Europeans, Caucasians, and people who trust in America, they had to face reality in this aspect. America is finished.
Absolutely.
This place is finished. There's no morals. There's no, there's nothing here that is just integrity. Nope. There's no integrity, there's no nothing here. It's just, this place is finished.
Absolutely. And listen, this is why it's important to recognize what we tell you and I at UPK and the truth, man. This place was built on a foundation of lies.
Right.
Deceit, robbery, rape, thievery. So this is why people come over here, because those same attributes that I just mentioned is the fabric of America. And because it is the fabric of America, it's what America is okay with. It's what it loves to associate itself with. And so when things like that happen, it's just everyday things. You know what I mean? It's just normal. You know what I mean? And that's why we're going into this Afghan story, because we got brothers that pushing, coming from the island of Haiti that's over there. That's a far push. You got to realize,
that's a far push.
Like, people don't realize how far of a push it is for brothers and sisters that having to go from Haiti to get to the borders of Texas, and you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you're over there on the island, segregated we're over there with the Dominican Republic on the same island.
Right.
You got to travel on a boat just to make it to somewhere in South America. Then from South America, you got to navigate yourself all the way through South America, up and through Mexico. You know what I mean? To get to the Texas border, just to find an opportunity that was promised to you. And like the brother was bringing out, I was reading an article on this earlier. The Haitians was like, listen, we don't want no handouts. We don't want no handouts. We just want to do our thing. We want to get some jobs, works. We don't want no handouts. We want to put in this work and prosper. Go ahead.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I forget who said it, but it was so heavy. If they were Nigerian, they wouldn't have had that problem.
Nope.
If they were Eritrean, if they were Ethiopian, they wouldn't have had that. Somalian,
from Ghana,
right? Guyanese or whatever
they call themselves. Yeah.
Right. If there was Igbo, any of that, them Hamitic nations, they wouldn't have had that problem. But because they're the children of God and we're oppressed, it happened to them.
Yeah. Remember, the Haitians have to remember too. The Africans told you weren't African enough.
Right.
And you should thank them for that too.
Absolutely.
Because you're not African.
Absolutely.
And guess what? Being on the border in Mexico proved that, right?
Come on.
It proved that you were just like the niggas in America.
Come on.
The niggas in Mexico.
You're right.
You are the same.
Come on.
You know what I mean? But guess what? You know what the Afghanis are? They are the fabric of what America is. So much that they come over here and they get to do the things that America do. We're going to go over a story in just a moment about the Afghans, 2 Afghans in Wisconsin, I think, being accused for rape. They come over here with bad intentions. They come over here with destruction on their mind. But they get allowed to come in here with open arms. They get allowed to come in here with no problems, no nothing. Nothing happened to them. But us, when we come in here, we're met with getting whipped by white men on horses, where we're getting met with no food, no toiletries, no products to help survive. We're getting deported back to a place that we're trying to escape the madness from. You know what I mean? And the poverty and the hell-like conditions.
Right.
You know what I mean? And these people are getting, welcomed with open arms. Why? Because this place from the beginning was never built for you, man. It was never built for you to prosper. It was never built for you to succeed. You are the slave, and a slave is to know his position according to America. Go ahead.
This is from the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. The heading is 2 Afghan refugees charged with child sex, spousal abuse crimes at Fort McCoy.
How many more child molesters you think is out there? This is just 2.
Right.
They just caught 2. Now 2 of them were caught. And this is and now imagine if you would have had this America. If America was so fair and righteous. Imagine if they didn't bring them over. Now, those people that got raped were safe at night. Because America brought over people that they, quote unquote, thought were their enemy, but really were the fabric of what America is. Whoever had got raped in that situation has to now suffer because you love Joe Biden. You love the Constitution. So you want to say something?
That dude Joe Biden is a joke. I mean, they all a joke.
Yeah.
But that dude is a joke. He be saying some of the most dumb things I've ever heard in my life. Like, I thought Trump took the cake, but this dude, I saw earlier, he just randomly said, I don't care if you think that I'm Satan reincarnated. I'm like, what? Where did that even come from? You know what I mean? Listen. And it's the same man that said he compared black children to cockroaches. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But if I could, please. It says 2 Afghan refugees are being held in a Dane County jail, accused of attempting to sexually assault children and physically abusing a woman in separate incidents while living at Fort McCoy in Tamai. The 2 men appeared in federal court Thursday. They are a part of the nearly 13,000 refugees evacuated by the Biden administration from Afghanistan as U.S. forces withdrew.
From the what?
Biden administration.
Listen, everybody that thought Donald Trump was bad, was so terrible.
Man.
Everybody that thought, and listen, I'm not saying that Donald Trump was good. Let's just
right.
But for you that thought that Biden was going to be so much better, it was going to be lollipops, roses, and butterflies and cotton candy. It was going to be sweet living. Biden brought over rapists,
child molesters,
future terrorists.
That's a fact.
He brought this over into you thought this is just the tip of the iceberg. This is just the beginning of more destruction on the way. Your kids are not safe. Your women are not safe. Pretty soon, you're not going to be safe doing anything. You know what I mean? Like you're not even going to be able to walk in certain areas without questioning if somebody's going to blow something up.
Man.
Or it's going to be another mass shooting. You know what I mean? Like you realize they tried. I'm gonna deviate for just a second. They tried to put out a statistic recently because mass shootings had went down. You know what I'm saying, during the COVID era. Duh, stupid.
There was no school.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There was no school.
Right.
There was no large crowds.
Mm-hmm.
There was nowhere for these individuals to execute what they wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Now that y'all so busy worried about being fully vaccinated, which is okay, I'm fully vaccinated, it is what it is. We don't fear nothing but the Lord over here. But what I'm saying is, y'all was so worried about being vaccinated and getting these COVID shots and getting back out to stuff, so you could go party and, be at the club and be at, venues. Like, I saw the most ridiculous things. You should be ashamed. If you're a Raiders fan, you should be ashamed of yourself. I'm slacking.
Damn.
You should be ashamed of yourself. The Raiders recently, go look this up. The Raiders fans found out that in Las Vegas, if you do not prove that you are fully vaccinated, you cannot go to games. They had record number of record of Raiders fans getting vaccination shots in the stadium while being in attendance.
That's crazy.
You love this place. You love the madness. You love being a slave so much that it's sickening to brothers like us.
But
please.
Before it was a conspiracy theory.
Oh, but
on Saturday night, it was hell nah, fool.
Hey,
it's I love the Raiders.
Hey, nah, dog.
I'm not getting that. I don't know that they just came up with that and nah. And then the next day, okay, you can't come in here. Oh, sign me up.
Man, listen, we recognize that you niggas is ignorant. And we're trying to get you out of your ignorance. You niggas thought that they thought that what is that shit? The 5G towers.
Oh, I forgot about that. that everybody was getting sick because of 5G.
Tower. What happened to that? You know what I mean? Nobody has nothing to say about the 5G towers now at this point. What I'm trying to get you to understand is everything is a meme and a hashtag. And you always believe in what's on the surface. Everybody's a doctor now.
Right.
Everybody. All of a sudden, everybody knows how to tell you what to take, what not to take, what things they can eat, what things not to eat. But this brother can't tell you when not to sleep with a whore and when not to get put on child support. You know what I mean? He can't tell you. It's ridiculous, man. We got to wake up to reality. But I just deviate for a moment. Like, what you got to realize, just to bring it back 180, you know what I'm saying? Y'all let this happen. So when you start to continuously be destroyed even more, you need to go look in the mirror and say it's your fault. Because Joe Biden is what you wanted. Trump at least had the gall to say he wasn't playing with them Afghans. I guarantee you Afghans wasn't getting I can guarantee you Afghans were not getting flied in to America if Trump was the president.
Hell no.
That's not happening. That's not happening. You know why? Because at least he had respect enough to love his country.
To love his fellow white.
Yeah, his fellow white man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I gotta love everybody. I gotta be open and open-minded and open. I'm not open to anything. I'm not open.
Closed-minded.
I'm closed-minded. I'm not open. Open is very gay.
You're right.
You know what I mean? And that's what it boils down to. Because the Biden administration is very gay. It's very so it's pro LBG. It's pro the letters community.
It's very accepting of.
You know what I mean?
Accepting.
And so listen, don't cry, don't be upset. When these things happen to your kids, which I don't hope these things happen, but I have to live in this place called reality. This is because you forced it on yourself. Go ahead, you gonna keep reading?
Come on, sir. It says Mohammed Haran Imad is accused of striking and choking his wife, who told officers she had endured similar abuse from her husband while living in Afghanistan. At one point, losing vision in both eyes after being beaten, she alleged. And if I could, please. Them Ishmaelites are known for beating the hell out of their women.
Oh yeah,
throwing acid on their women. You know what I mean? But
that's the reality. And listen, this is what y'all wanted, though. Like you said, this is what you wanted. You allowed this in your circumference, and then you're gonna turn around and be upset about it in a minute. It's no one's fault but your own. Like, one of the things I learned about people that vote, brothers that and sisters, not brothers and sisters, but people in the world that assimilate to American culture, they want to be for all the things that are great. They want to love and try to be so patriotic and think this prosperous and America's going to live forever type mentality is the way to go. But when you call them out for the things that they know are wrong, they want to have nothing to do with it. They're cowards. They're inconsistent. They're not what you think they are. These people in these positions are they're selfish. Mm-hmm. They only love themselves. They only love what could benefit them and what's going to help them prosper. You have to pay attention to the enemy, and you got to pay attention to him quick. Like the scripture says, be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. When it says be wise as a serpent, pay attention to that. Pay attention to what tactics, skillful skillful ways that the devil is persuading you, or the oppressor is persuading you. Because what they're doing is completely going over your head like a fitted hat. You just putting it over, not thinking twice about it. And then when you die and you cry and you want things to happen in your perspective, they don't happen. You want to blame everybody, but you're to blame. Go ahead.
Khan. Quote, she stated that Muhammad Ahmad has repeatedly threatened her, telling her that 9 women have been killed since getting to Fort McCoy and that she would be the 10th, unquote. According to the complaint against Ahmad, Muhammad threatened to send her back to Afghanistan where the Taliban could deal with her.
Listen, hold on. Where the
Taliban could deal with her.
So where the Taliban could deal with, listen, his wife, he was basically saying, you disloyal, you know what I mean? Listen, you want to treat me like this? You want to get at me like this? I'm going to send you back to where the Taliban could get to you. I thought the people that came over here had no dealings with the Taliban.
It says 13,000. I'm sure about 12,000 of them.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm being, facetious, but
the majority of them.
Right.
Like, it said it. He said, I'm going to have the Taliban deal with you. So that alone should tell you what? That he is still affiliated.
Right.
He still has a truce.
Yeah, inside.
Listen, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you got it.
He's still affiliated. He still has ties to them. You know what I mean? These are his people. You know what I mean? No matter how much you want to believe, because America is quote unquote the melting pot, because America is this place where all different nations can come together and be something special. Every nation shows loyalty to their nation. Every single one. You don't believe me? Ask the Chinese. Ask the Cambodians. Ask the Africans. Because you niggas better believe Africans don't rock with you. They want to be in your world, but they don't want to take none of the things that come with you. You know what I mean? And I mean, so many other nations, man.
All of them.
Yeah, all of them. They show you that they don't rock with you, but you still want to be sleep. You still want to be inconsistent. You still want to just love this place according to this dream.
If I could too,
please.
Like, it shows how much more Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans need to come together and how much power it is in us uniting. Like, I look at, okay, I'm from California. I'm from Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. I've seen Blacks and Mexicans try to get together. Yeah. I've seen that. I've seen Blacks and Puerto Ricans on the East Coast, get together. It's power in that for sure. They don't be in the truth. They try to do their little rallies and things like that. But it's still being in the truth. I'll be like, okay, we're on the right track.
Yeah,
we just got to stop getting high and things like that. But what I thought was so powerful, because typically Mexicans and Haitians aren't really close like that.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, Haitians are more close to Dominicans, if anything.
Yeah, because they're right there.
They're right
still
there.
A Spanish tribe, but it's...
Exactly.
Yeah. But
to see the Mexicans, it's because, to see the Mexicans aid the Haitians like that, outside of when Commander Junior Hanna and ISUBK and the mission to Acuna, which was amazing, outside of that, you still have Hispanics, Mexicans in Mexico helping Haitian brothers and sisters, pulling up on them, grilling chicken, giving them drinks and diapers and things like that. Mm-hmm. And it's just a good thing to see. And I know the Haitians are taking that like, damn, like, this is what they go through this.
Yeah.
So now it's not they go through this, we go through this.
Nah, facts.
And that's just power in it.
Nah, that shit is power, and what you're saying is so heavy, right? Because a lot of people don't realize, like, people don't believe in this Bible. They don't believe in the things we say, don't believe in the truth. But the Lord is putting things in position. Like, that was a chess move.
Chess move.
Like, that was a chess move. You know what I mean? You thought your pawn was going, get a rank raise, man, and I snatched you with my knight. I got you hit off with my rook. You know what I mean? And I put something in position. And that has to be done. Like people, brothers and sisters don't understand in the world how dynamic that is. Like the Lord, like we understand coming from California, right? There's a little bit of a gap that we're bridging day by day, hour by hour, minute by minute with the black and brown, because we don't get along as well as we should get along.
No.
But for the Lord to put Haitians in Mexico, and now you see that camaraderie, that understanding that we both broke niggas. We both broke. We both in hell. We might as well not be in hell. We might as well, if we're gonna be in hell, we might as well do it together.
Mm-hmm.
And you see that being put together, right? Now, those brothers and sisters that are coming and still trying to push themselves over to Mexico or over to the United States or whatever the case may be, that's gonna cause a shift. And that shift is gonna cause, and when I say it's gonna cause a shift, what it's gonna do is it's gonna make a lot of our SUBCRIBE brothers look at more darker skin and more other brothers. And they're gonna be like, man, I'm good with black people.
Man.
Because like, and they like, what do you mean you good with black people? Man, I got Haitian homies back at home.
Man, look.
Haitian, man, one of my cousins just married
That's going on.
a Haitian girl.
That's going on.
One of my aunties just married a Haitian man.
That's going on.
And it's going to be beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to happen, and it's good. It must happen.
Damn, think about the families that's gonna merge
Exactly.
because of one marriage.
Because of one marriage. And listen, both tribes run deep.
Super deep.
So now you got, but that's my uncle. Okay, well now we all got to figure each other out.
Man, look.
Now guess what? It's a big fucking party.
They over there teaching Issachar French and
look.
Creole. And,
Now it's like you said, look.
And vice versa.
Now Issachar and Levi are gonna have 3 languages. And you're gonna find out about the day of Pentecost one day shortly. You know what I mean? Where it's gonna be brothers speaking in different languages.
Mm-hmm.
And they're gonna be like, well, I heard this nigga's an Issacharite. This nigga speaking French, Creole.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how's that happening? Because nigga, the Lord brought us together.
And every Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian should look at that moment in time and don't get understand what I'm saying when I say this. Don't get soft on your oppressor. Don't let a year go by and you be like, that was a year ago. And then you give him another chance to, for you to beg for mercy from him. Like, remember when he did not let us in our calamity. You know what I mean? Remember when we were all we had, when he wanted nothing to do with us. And that's fine. We don't want nothing to, you should be in the spirit of not wanting anything to do with your oppressor, because all he's going to do is oppress and oppress and oppress. We should be looking at him for exactly what he is. And that's an oppressor. That's a snake. That's the devil. You see what I'm saying? He's the devil. He's an adversary. He's Satan. And he's not our brother. And we got to look at situations where Haitians are at the border and Edomites are on horseback with whips. I ain't even know they was like, I thought they had like guns and, pepper spray. They had whips.
Listen.
Whipping, if I could, with brothers climbing across, deep waters, walking across deep waters with children on their shoulders and still getting whipped.
You know what should be a lesson too is a lot of people think just because the border patrol be down there, right? Because let me say this. So a lot of people don't know that the border patrol, when they're down there, a lot of the cartels have hits on them. And I don't know if you know, like if somebody in the cartel on the other side, they kill somebody from the border patrol, they get like paid out, they get cashed out. It's like a thing. You know what I mean? And I know this because my brother
wait. So if you're border patrol,
if you're a border patrol, right? So you work for the United States of America, and their whole objection is to try to keep people out from coming in and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But they have a lot of groups that go out there from the cartel, and they be shooting at the border patrol, and they end up, sometimes some of them get killed. And so it's allowed America to be sympathizers for the border patrol to go, y'all don't know what they go through, and y'all don't know, you know what I'm saying, why, you know what I mean, you're not there, you don't understand the life, like the whole concept of people like a police officer, where, you know, they'll try to have sympathy for a police officer after he killed someone or he got into an altercation with someone and people are trying to get him fired or whatever. They're like, but he, you know, he's a cop, he's our first responder, they have hard jobs. Like, nigga, you chose this job. Right. Number one, nobody told you to be a police officer. No one told you to be a border patrol officer. But what I'm bringing this out to say is they try to have sympathizers that, you know, try to appeal to people to want to, you know, change the narrative of how we view them. But when we see them whipping brothers, whipping them, like this is like slave whips is known. When you think whips in your mind, you think slavery. And you got brothers out there in 2021 getting beat with whips, and they try to say, oh no, it wasn't a whip, it was the reins of a horse. I've ridden a horse, man. That wasn't no goddamn reins. It was too, the follow through was too official. What? You know what I'm saying? It was such from the slave master's origins of the word cracker. Like that's where the word crack come from, because he was cracking the whip. And so I'm saying that to say, when you sit back and you think about what you just saw and got an opportunity to see, now imagine how many more of my Hispanic brothers went through that and it was not televised. Mm-hmm. Imagine how many of them was still getting that to this day. And you tell me that blacks and Hispanics are not the same. And you tell me that we don't go through the same poverty and the same hell-like conditions underneath the same oppressor. I beg to differ. You know what I mean? And this is why, you know what I mean, we have to change. We have to realize who this person is, because they are setting us up for the okie doke, man. They want us to die with them. A lot of people don't realize we bringing out these Afghan dudes got sent over here by Biden's administration. This dude said my wife was upset about me telling, you know, her telling on I was upset with my wife for telling on me about beating her, and we don't condone women beating. We don't condone that shit. And then, but he said he could go send her back to the Taliban and have them deal with her. Brother, sisters, the things that are gonna come to this place, the more struggles that are coming, the more pain that's coming to this place. I pray that you change like tomorrow. Fuck tomorrow. Right now. I pray that you change right now, because if not, the destruction of this place, what you are going to have to partake in, is going to be something like you never thought could have ever happened. And there's going to be some of us looking on the sideline in the wilderness, Lord allow. We're not going to have anything to say for you. We're not going to be reaching out. We're not going to be trying to, hey, Lord, have some mercy, because you would have chosen your fate. Go ahead.
My thing is, man, what more do we need to see as a people, that we're not desired, we're hated. No matter what we do, we can't get over. You know what I mean? Like we are, as Black, Hispanics, and Native, let's deal with the natives, right? People like to say, "Oh, you Native American, you get a check." Like natives, on average, on certain Native Indian reservations, most families survive, and they're in the condition of having to survive. Yep. They're not living; they're surviving off $5,000 in checks from the government a year. That's all their income is. You might make $30,000 a year. You might make, you know what I mean?
$5,000.
$5,000 a year. You know what I mean? And they did a study, and they said the majority of that goes on alcohol. A truck will drop off alcohol in a local liquor store, and it'll be gone the same day.
Yeah. And can you blame them?
It's oppression.
Yeah, no, absolutely, it's oppression. But can you blame them to be in such like you couldn't ask the white man to be on $5,000 a year.
He'll jump off a building.
Yeah, listen.
He'll kill himself.
He would kill himself. You couldn't ask these other nations to deal with the things that we deal with.
We're not respected here. We're not respected here. And look, we should have known that from day one. Like, look at Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore was a part of the Lakota landmass. Yep. It belonged to them. And what did our oppressor do? Carve his face in the damn mountains.
That shit was such a fucking like.
You know what I mean? Like,
no, it was like that was like a nigga like that was what do dogs do? They piss on trees. It was like marking his territory type shit.
Right. But he didn't put his signature.
He put his fucking face. Like, yeah, go ahead.
No, that's heavy. Like, he put it, and one of the men was around when they were, abusing Native Americans. George Washington.
Yeah, absolutely. One of them isn't even president on there, right? Is Benjamin Franklin's on that joint, or who is on it?
I think it's
I know it's
Abraham Lincoln. I'll just look it up real quick.
Like, that's crazy to sit back and say, like, these people, like, they show you how much they shit on you every day. It's
Theodore Roosevelt, Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, and Thomas Jefferson. If I could, please. Thomas Jefferson, he used to. Okay, this is what, and this is a fact. The fact that his face is on a mountain deemed sacred by the Lakota Indian, who are Gadites in the Bible, who give a damn who got to say about it. They're Israelites. Thomas Jefferson has his face carved on that mountain, and Thomas Jefferson was such a devil that he ordered to give the Native Indians smallpox-infested blankets and to blame it on the Negroid slaves to cause a division between us two.
Because he understood that we were actually...
Exactly. He saw us merging. He saw natives taking in runaway slaves. He saw, vice versa. And the water, I appreciate it. And then they, to, how Black Indians say, to cause conflict and to play skillfully on our differences and things like that, in order to keep the natives. So the white man would go to the natives like, hey, y'all sick because of the black slaves, so keep them away. You know what I mean? Well, really, this man is such a devil. Bruh. This man is such a devil. And how many more events do we have to see and live through to like when Hurricane Katrina happened? George Bush flew like our people were on their houses that were 2-story houses that were flooded and asking FEMA for help, and George Bush famously flew right over him. You know what I mean? And looked down, like he's looking down on them, just flying over him, in their Black Hawk helicopters. He could have stopped and picked some people up.
He could have done. He could have sent. Listen, he could have sent the troops. You could not. Listen. The way what happened to Louisiana. Yeah, I mean, no, not but down south during Katrina, that was Louisiana.
New
Orleans, right? Could have not happened to St. Paul, Minnesota. That could have not happened to upstate New York. That could have not happened to Boston, Massachusetts.
Damn.
You know why? Because where white people suffer, their people look out for them. But when
they on boats,
they on, come on.
They doing everything they can.
Listen,
look,
they send the National Guard, no problem.
More proof. When them floods hit Houston, remember a couple years ago? And black people, homes were being destroyed. And those same brothers and sisters who attended a specific church, a mega church, one of the largest churches in the country, a mega church owned by Joel Osteen. Joel Osteen locked them out.
What y'all should have did, y'all should have broke the fucking door.
Man, come on. It didn't take until he was put on his ass like you. Yeah. He was put on them. And he was being called out on how he locked the doors and didn't allow. Then he want to start letting people in. Like I'm cool. I don't want your help. That's the spirit. I don't want your help. You hate us, and that's fine. And we're not gonna trust you anymore. That's what Black people gotta get on, man.
No, real
we don't trust you.
And then that's so heavy that you say that, because that's the reality of it. Like, we want you to understand, like, man, how many more times do we have to die? Like, it's like being in the hamster wheel, man. Like, it's just, we just keep going in the same direction.
Going nowhere.
But going nowhere. We think we making progression. But it's like nothing is happening at all. It's like, damn, you know, you would think back a couple years ago, you wouldn't have to hear George Floyd because you heard Eric Gardner.
Come on.
You know what I mean? Like
the 4 little girls. I learned that in middle school where they bombed the church. I don't know. I don't know if it was
one in Tulsa.
No. I think like New York or something.
Yeah.
It was a documentary. It was called The 4 Little Girls, and these 4 sisters, like these European terrorists, bombed the church, and four little girls died.
Like, you would think, man, like, you gotta, like, come on, man, like this is my thing. Who's the next I Can't Breathe?
Come on, it's coming. Unfortunately,
who's the next? Like, instead of it being Skittles this time in Arizona, it's gonna be Starburst and a cactus cooler. You get what I'm saying?
I hope I ain't gotta go back to this clip and I'm
you
like,
get what
damn.
I'm saying? Like, it's not gonna be. It's this. You know. It's like, man, bro. Like, we keep telling you, they don't care, but you so focused on how can I be the most famous person, the next Instagram star, the next hottest rapper in the
next
game,
the
next viral sensation, how I could get the bag. When did the bag become more important than your babies? Oh, I know, when you started saying abortions was okay.
Listen.
Like, that's my phrase. I'm gonna make a personal shirt. Only monsters kill babies. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna go to a women's movement just to let y'all know. Go to a women's movement. Only monsters kill babies. Like, we gotta keep telling you this shit. Like, at some point, like, I understand when the scripture says that after you give someone an admonishment, a couple of admonishments, let the Lord be with them. Mm-hmm. But it's like, man, damn, we trying our best to have mercy and keep pushing. You know what I mean? Because we understand there is a life that you don't want to live coming shortly. But you're going to have to live it.
And if I could, like, the time is going to come where Israel is going to have to face the fact that we're going to have to separate. Like, and those who don't going to be thrust through. They're going to fall with them. And the reason why I know that is because in Isaiah, the 13th chapter, it tells you that day shall be as the chased roe. You know, everyone's going to go to their own. And listen, blacks and Hispanics, it's not talking about Mexicans going to go just with Mexicans. Mexicans going to go with blacks. Blacks going to go with Dominicans and Guatemalans because we're literally the same. Like I talk to people, I ask them, you know, what's your race? I talk to them, I'm conversating. I just be talking about, like, man, we are the same. No, I'm Honduran. I'm Salvadoran. Like, I'm talking to brothers and sisters, like, man, we the same. Like, we just, it's just that language barrier and, you know, little different, you know, tribal differences, you know, will make y'all.
But yeah, will make us,
but we're the same.
No, facts. Which is, you do, you know what I mean? You like it this way, I like it this way. But at the same time, we're like what you're saying, we're absolutely the same. There's nothing different about us, man. And, like, that's what y'all got to realize. And what you know what, one thing I charge a lot of y'all, man. I charge a lot of y'all in the world, man. Stop listening to your grandma and your grandpa. Stop listening to your aunties and your uncle. Your aunties and your uncles, they're sending you down a road to die. You know what I mean? Black and Hispanics, we're the same. Your grandma tell you, oh, don't talk to black people. Tell your grandma to kiss your ass. You know what I mean? Your grandma tell you don't talk to Hispanics. Tell your grandma to kiss your ass, man. Tell her, you know what I mean? Salakia. You know what I mean? They are, you know, that's where a lot of that comes from, that division. That loyalty to your family members that are racist. And when I say racist, meaning they're a part of the division. They're a part of the problem.
Look,
go ahead.
That's so real. And being from where I'm from, like in LA, like if you was a brother, he tried to talk to a Hispanic sister, man, listen, they family ridiculing her.
Man, facts.
Majority, and a lot of you say Hispanic sisters know your parents or your guardians didn't want you talking to anyone out of your race.
Facts. No, look. If that's what you're saying, listen. I'm gonna take it to another step that's even crazier. They'll say you can have sex with them, but you can't marry them. That's how cold some of the Hispanic tribes are, but that's how cold some of the Judite and darker tribes is as well. Like, you'll associate with, oh yeah, y'all can have fun with them, but just don't marry them. Don't have children with them. Like, that comes from your grandparents. And that comes from them hating the oppression that they were under, associating that dealing with other tribes is negative. Dealing with other family groups that are in Israel and we're all the same. You know what I mean? That comes from that standard. You need to tell your grandma to shut up. Y'all need to have, you need to stop giving the people that you think deserve authority over you. Because when you do that, you continuously allow this cycle to go on. You know what I mean? I don't know nobody that loves Judite music more than Issachar.
Yes, yeah.
I don't know nobody that listen, the biggest Tupac, Eazy-E, Bone Thugs fans, 90s hip hop. Listen, NWA. Listen, but look, I'm gonna go colder on them. Look, oldies.
Oh,
doo-wop music.
Facts.
All of that is nigga music, man. And you know why they associated with it so much? Because they're listening to themselves sing. Mm-hmm. They're listening to themselves rap. They know, and I bring it out because it's you can know, you're okay with that portion of it. But actually incorporating yourself as a family and realizing getting back to a family is a problem. We gotta wake up, man.
And if I could too,
please.
When we talking about uniting, we're not talking about that fake uniting. And what does he mean by fake uniting? Like, I'll see on the internet, Facebook posts and YouTube clips, of blacks and Hispanics, pounding each other, and they'll tie, the Mexican flag with a red flag, shirt off, tattoos everywhere, weed smoking there. That's not unity. You know what I'm saying? I get it, but that's not gonna save us from our condition.
Solve the problem.
It's not. Because at the end of the day, we still sell drugs as a people. We still get high. We still will sleep with another man's woman. You know what I'm saying? We still commit crimes, right? The only real unity is really coming into ISUPK under Commander Junior Hanna, learning these laws, statutes, and commandments, learning how to love one another. That's when the Lord is going to put his boot down, so to speak, on our oppressor. When we come together. But until we come together, man, but that's not coming together. That's not coming together.
And listen, the high side, it is coming together. It's a coming together saying we're gonna stay destroying each other.
Come on now.
That's the coming together. We're gonna stay smoking this weed. We're gonna stay cripping and gangbanging and out here on the block being an SA and a Southerner and a Norteño. We're gonna still stay committed to that.
And that's not even our culture.
Nope.
Like blacks and Hispanics, I challenge my people. I challenge. That's not our culture. Our culture is not getting tattoos all over our body. Nope. Our culture is not, first of all, my SUBCRIBE brothers and sisters, you know what I mean? We're so oppressed, and a lot of us know this, but you know what Issachar favorite shoe is.
Cortez.
Cortez's. Yeah. But that shoe is named after a Spanish conquistador, Hernan Cortez. And Nike made the Cortez and because Adidas had the shoe the Aztecas.
Oh yeah, I remember. They were trying to push those two in the early 90s, too, 80s and 90s.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Nike came out with the Cortezes.
And that shit
and it was like symbolic, like we're gonna defeat you like Cortez defeated the Aztecs.
Yep.
And the Aztecs are your Aztec Indians are your Mexicans today.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So even that, we should be like, damn, that's Cortez's, like, you know what I mean? But on some level, I'll be uncomfortable.
No, real talk.
Because it's named after the man that literally raped, robbed, and murdered my people.
Personally, I never wore Cortez. I've had a pair of Cortez, but I didn't like them though. Like they just, for me, they just too bold, too bubbly.
Yeah, it's not a sin to wear.
No, it's not.
You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, yeah,
I get it. No, I get it. I know what you mean. It's like it's. You don't understand how psychological this is.
That's what how deep it goes.
Yeah, like you think that we telling you this is to say that, but there's a psychological aspect behind it. Like, and that's why quiet is kept. The Northerners are okay with the blacks more than the Southerners are okay with the blacks. And that's where the difference comes from. Because the Northerners actually understand that they're black, but the Southerners push more towards the Spanish and the you want to say something now? They push towards that. That's where a lot of that split. They push towards the Spaniard aspect of things. And the Northerners don't. They like, listen, we niggas, man. You know what I mean? That's why you can see the difference. Like even in the prison system, you know, the white boys and the Southerners, they rock with each other. But the Norteños and the blacks rock with each other. Like and it all comes because they try to cause division. They trying to make you feel different. What I challenge you, brothers and you sisters out here, your whole life you've been doing nothing that's been worth nothing. Your whole life you've been living a life of shit and just poverty and hell. I challenge you, like the brother said, I challenge you to do something great. I challenge you to do something amazing. And that's really love your brothers like God said. Like the power said. Most High said we were to come together. He would say we were blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are one people. I challenge you to see how it turns out. Go ahead, please.
If I could, and like I'd never wear, as a native, I'd never wear an Indian hat. The baseball team.
Or a Redskins jersey.
You see what I'm saying? Or a Redskins, like, is it, you know what I mean? This is one of them things. That's what I was saying with that. It's facts,
like, yeah, like,
this is blatant disrespect.
Yeah, listen, I challenge you to have respect for yourself.
Hey, look, and if I could, like we gotta cancel certain things, man. Like Esau be getting away with so much, man. You know, like what R. Kelly did was horrible, and it's absolutely horrible. Why Charlie Sheen ain't in jail though? You know what I'm saying? Like, why Hugh Hefner ain't in jail? You know, Elvis married a 14-year-old girl. We gotta start holding them accountable too.
Kevin Spacey.
Look, John Lennon, one of his famous songs is Resurfacing. The woman is the nigger of the world. And in the song, he's saying, woman is the nigger of the world. Yeah, he's saying it. They're like, wait a minute. Yeah. You know what I mean? This man abuses women and his children, and he's celebrated as a rock icon.
Yeah.
Like, hell no.
Nah, yeah.
You know?
No, that's facts. Like, what you're saying is so evident. Listen, and that's why we say you got, like, step up your integrity. Like, if anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, if anything, I look at it like this. If you think you can't do it, or you think you doing something isn't going to be prosperous because it's too late, you're too old, too much time has passed, we're in too deep, that's fine. You know what I mean? Think like that. But I'm going to pose something to you. You're a father, you're a mother, you're going to allow your children to be in the same position that you are? Like, as a father, you know what I think? As a father having kids and one or multiple kids, I think about, before I leave this place, not only is them knowing a relationship with the Most High, being in the truth, having an opportunity to get the kingdom is number one and important to me. But I always think about, what am I going to do to make it better for my kids for the future. You know what I mean?
Right.
When are y'all going to at least have the moral capacity to love your kids enough to give them a shot? Like, find some way to be motivated. Find some way to actually think, how can I be better? How can I do things? Because if you don't do this, I promise you, you're going to be on the side of the road doing another car wash, trying to figure out how you can pay for your children's funeral. If you don't do this, your daughter is going to be missing. Your son is going to be missing. Your wife is going to get raped. Your father or your husband is going to get murdered because you've accepted defeat. We don't accept defeat, man. We don't accept we're not losers here. Y'all are too busy of welcoming being a loser. We can't be losers here. We don't accept that. You want to say something?
No, that's
where we at time.
You know what I mean? You know.
You want to go into one more story about the lady, white lady, whatever?
You know I mean, yeah, the Gabby Petit thing and the brother basically, you know, the whole thing with the woman, I mean, which is horrible, you know what I mean? I don't wish that on no one to come up missing and, you know, find out that they was murdered and things like that. Like we don't, you know, clap at things like that. No. It's absolutely horrible. But it was more so the coverage. Yeah. Like the coverage that it received. It was on every major headline, every major news station, radio station about this white woman. And like I said, that's horrible. But okay, so are the hundreds of Native American women that come up missing every year.
Absolutely.
The hundreds of black children that come up missing every year. Yep. Hispanic children that suffer child sex trafficking. Those things need to be blown up on the news. Yeah. And not to cut you off, sir, but what I'm saying is like, I get my news, like, okay, to get real news, like, you don't get that on TV no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, on TV, it be politics, which is cool, right? You learn stuff like that and know what's going on. But it'd be the same rhetoric over and over and over. Like, tell me some damn news.
Nah, listen, facts. You know it's crazy when you say that? Like, the news in regular, like, you know, they broadcast
mainstream
news. They've turned it to reality TV.
Come on.
Like, reality, like your mainstream news is now reality TV. Reality TV became such a poison that wondering about, oh, this person is talking to this person, or this new show, or this new sitcom is coming out is the news. You know what I'm saying? Like, to find out a girl, like, and this is the thing. The reason why that white girl, Gabby, whatever her name is, Petito was broadcasted all over the earth is because the white woman is the god of this earth. She is everything. So for a white woman's hair to be pulled the wrong way, it's a problem. So when they're bringing this out, you're seeing her everywhere. It's because for her to be hurt, for her to be in trouble, for her to be murdered, it is a tragedy. Go ahead.
And it, like I said, it is a horrible thing. You know what I mean? For anyone to be, you know.
We're sensitive to the loss of
life. Like we, you know, but exactly. Kind with kind. But what I'm saying is, what about our women? Can our women get national coverage?
Nope.
You know what I mean? Can Dog the Bounty, what was it?
Dog and Bounty Hunter?
Bounty Hunter knock on doors for us? You know what I mean? Because he's known for catching them.
Look, right?
He known
made
for
it
catching
a whole sitcom. Dog. Listen, people loved him out there on the Hawaii island out there. He was making a change. But guess what? You know what I'm saying? That's what they thought. He grew big. And remember, listen, this is the cold part. Dog the Bounty Hunter, he wasn't nothing but like 5'6" at the most. He was a felon. He went to prison. You know what I mean? And Nobody, you never heard anyone bring that up. Most people didn't probably even know he was a felon.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you go look into his history before. He was this, but listen, if Trayvon Martin was just a 16-year-old or 17-year-old kid, you know what I mean? Or what's the dude in what is it?
Ahmaud Arbery?
No, the one that it's in Missouri. Where is it at? He got killed by the police officer. He was in there. He was getting ready to go to college. I can't think of it. Michael Brown.
Mike Brown?
Mike Brown. He was getting ready to go to college. You know what I mean? He was a good kid. Had little problems. You know what I mean? I'm bringing him out because they decided to bring what up? He was, he was posing. He was buying cigars. They were always pulling his bad stuff, but you didn't hear bad things about Dog the Bounty Hunter. You know what I mean? Just to kind of correlate the two. Like, this place is designed to make you look bad and make them look glorious. You know what I mean? And like the brother's saying, like, when are women going to get an opportunity? Even as black women, black women are the number one consumers on this planet. Of all different demographics, they spend the most money. You alone should have a say-so. And when I say have a say-so, you should be speaking up for the things that happen to black women. That's how destroyed this place is. You know what I mean? And like the brother said, you said thousands of Native girls coming out missing.
A year.
And what are we hearing?
As far as
are we hearing anything?
About Gabby Petito?
No, about our Native sisters.
Oh, we're hearing nothing. It's let me see. It's so many cases of Native women, our Native sisters, because Natives, Blacks, and Mexicans we're one people, coming up missing, and it does not reach mainstream headlines, and that's a problem. That's real news, not what the hell Joe Biden said every day. Like, nobody want to hear that all day. You know what I'm saying? Like, tell me some news. Like, I didn't see on mainstream news where they found hundreds of Native children bones under them boarding schools in Canada. That didn't reach national headlines. I sent you that. Yeah, kind of like that didn't reach national headline. That's news. Like what Commander Junior Hanna be bringing out on Black Watch, that's news. That's news. I'd be like, damn. I'd be watching. I'd be like, damn. I didn't know that.
No, facts. And it'd be so he'd be so articulate with it too. It's like it's like the fact that we don't support that is a problem for me, because you got all these people, right? They be out there, man. There's nobody out there talking for black people. There's nobody out there to help support people, black people, Hispanic people, Native American Indian people. You're a fucking lie. Get on Black Watch every Monday and you'll see the support. You'll see the brotherhood. You'll see the missions to Acuna. You'll see the brothers feeding they flock. Brothers and sisters
in the school feed brothers every day with food drives.
Come on.
I think the Gargle Bar out there in St. Louis, thousands of pounds of food. I'm like, damn.
Like, it's to a point I'm like, I gotta step my shit up.
That's news.
That's news. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's and listen, it ain't talked about enough.
That's what I'm saying.
It ain't talked about enough. You know why? Because knowing what's happening with Kim Kardashian and keeping up with the Kardashians is important.
Oh, sorry. What so and so wore at the award show last night.
Yeah.
Like, nobody give a damn about that, man. You know what's going on in the world? I don't care about what this person wore last night.
No.
There's too much going on in the world for me to care about what the hell you wore last night at a Grammy show or at the Oscars. Like, man, they held the Oscars. My people dying and suffering in America and in the earth, and we are waiting the arrival of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai Mashiach.
Facts.
Look at that, that's real news, and Commander Junior Honda been bringing that out, man.
That's
I'm grateful for that.
And listen, I'm absolutely grateful for it. You know what's funny that you said that, right? You know, black people aren't broke. Hispanic people aren't broke. This is one thing I want you to know. You got billionaires in our communities, right? And this is how you know the Lord is with us and not with them. And how you can tell people that are in the industry are absolutely asleep. Because you got to be asleep to know you got millions of dollars. And with just $1 or $2 million, the dynamic and the change you can do for poor families in a different country.
Mm-hmm.
How you could just say, hey, I'm going to donate $2 million to the school, and I know that they're going to use it and go feed a whole nation of people over there. And you decide not to do it. But you know what you do got on you? I got $2 million worth of a bust down on my wrist. I got about $20 million on my chain. Because being seen, being popular, being associated with the enemy is greater than your brother, your sister, their children eating.
Vanity slaves.
Having something to drink. Having some matter of fact, just having maybe a sleeping bag and not a cardboard box to lay in.
Look, our brothers and sisters in Venezuela. I'll never forget it. The food shortage out there is so intense that brothers and sisters in Venezuela, and Venezuelans are Israelites, are scavenging trash cans, and I saw it. And they went as low as taking eggshells and eating them.
And look, this so cold.
In the trash.
In the trash. This cold. Look. This is crazy, right? Check this out. Venezuela, if I'm not mistaken, is I think it's the number 2 biggest oil. They have the biggest oil wells. So let me check that. If I'm not mistaken.
What I'm saying is,
go ahead.
I seen in Venezuela brothers and sisters, children my daughter's age, 3-4 years old, and under a bridge sleeping on a cardboard box on the cement. That's oppression, man.
Yeah, facts.
That's oppression. And you got these, they're not really stars, but they people who you idolize who wouldn't give $1 to help them. I'm not talking about donating to a damn church or Red Cross relief. Mm-hmm. I ain't never seen, the fruit of donating to a fundraiser. I've never seen this from,
Oh no, see look, this is the cold part. You ready? The fundraisers, that's a game in itself.
Yeah.
Like they donate to a fundraiser, but have people on board who turn around and bring the money right back into a circle to them.
I'm done.
And then listen, this is how you know, like you said, Venezuela and the things that brothers having to sacrifice and suffer out there. Venezuela has one of the biggest, I think it's the second largest. I'm trying to get the information, but I'm about 90% sure. The second largest, biggest oil reserves in the world. Yet is one of the poorest nations in the world.
Yeah.
How is that possible? You know why? Because you're not allowed to prosper if you're an Israelite in this place called America.
That's what it boils down to.
You're not allowed to prosper. You're not allowed to prosper. Guess what? The Arabian kings got oil. You know what I mean? Listen, they got S550s as taxis.
Oh, you talking about over there in Dubai and all that?
Yeah, they got S550s as taxis. Man. They got Mercedes-Benz trucks.
They got
regular
exotic cars.
It's just regular everyday shit.
That's our 92 Honda Civics.
Yeah,
to them.
Look, they got boneyards. Go look this up. They got boneyards of cars you wish you had access to. Like how we go to pick apart. We got a 97, 2000, whatever car. We trying to go find a headlight or a bumper or a motor, a window motor out of this car. You can't even find that car over there because it's nothing but Mercedes. It's nothing but foreigns over there.
Crazy.
They live in a whole different spectrum. And that's because you have decided to disobey the Lord. You have decided to pledge your allegiance to this place. So much like, why do you think that every morning, every one of us in this room can remember when you got up and for school in elementary and what they make you do? Stand up and they have you put your right hand over your arm. And what would you say? I pledged allegiance. And listen, I promise you to this day, I was a bad child. I'm not going to front to you. And I thank the Lord that he had mercy on me, because something in my spirit, I can tell you right now, I've been suspended so many times when I was a young kid. I could probably pull it up if I ever had to go on my records. I guarantee you I was suspended for not pledging the flag.
Hey, I didn't pledge
you
allegiance to the flag.
You know what I'm saying? I guarantee you. I know it for a fact, because it was just, I was known, like when kids, man, oh, he's bad. His parent don't hang out with him. Because it was something in my spirit that was different. Now, yeah, I was, fuck up, whatever. But I mean, of course I got it together. But what I'm saying is, man, this place has been designed to help you destroy yourself and kill yourself and make you love this place more than you love the Lord. And what we're trying to show you, the only way that you will survive this place, the only way you will escape the madness of this place, is for you to take a stance. If you ever did anything in your life that was worth anything, the most important thing that's worth anything is standing up for your people and going against anyone that stands in the way of it. You know what I mean? Sorry, where we at?
That's about it.
Listen, man, listen. This is One West Radio, man. It's the late night show. Hopefully, y'all, learned a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm Priesting Captain Cornwall. This, my man Thabawan, Priesting Officer 1000, We're going to see you next week. Shalom, Lord Christ.